Hey, how's it going? I'm not sure if I'm even gonna post this as like a video anywhere, but I just got OBS. I thought, fuck it, man, might as well make some cool shit. So, you know what I mean? I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk about in particular, but I have a book I really love, and I'd like to talk about that first, and then that might lead into other stuff. Here's an excerpt that I really love. I'm not sure if I should start with the beginning or let me skim through real quick. Yeah, I'll just start from the beginning. Fuck it. All right, this is called "Sometimes a Great Notion." It's an amazing book. It's almost scary how realistic the storytelling is. It's very descriptive and the wording is amazing. It's one of the best books I've ever read. To be honest, one of the only books I give a 10 out of 10. But here it is. The excerpt is this. There occurs to me now one last anecdote, a bit long, skip it if you wish, it has nothing to do with the story. I put it in because it seems to me somehow pertinent, if not to the plot or parable, at least to the purpose. I will also advise you, as the guy talking in the microphone right now, I'm not very good at reading, so I apologize for any stuttering or... Yeah, I fucking suck. Uh, yeah, if not to the plot or parable, at least to the purpose, about a guy I met in the nut house, a Mr. Siggs, a nervous, quick-featured, self-schooled hick who had spent all his 50 or so years, except for service time, in the eastern Oregon town of his birth. A reader of encyclopedias, a memorizer of Milton, a writer of a column called Words to Adjust By in the patient's paper. A completely capable and sufficient person, yet this intense little self-styled scholar was perhaps the most uncomfortable man on the ward. Siggs is terribly paranoid in crowds, equally hung up in one-to-one situations, and seemed to enjoy no ease at all except by himself inside a book. And when no one could have been more shocked than myself when he volunteered for a job as public ward relations director. Masochism, I asked him when I heard of his new position. What do you mean? He fidgeted, hedging away from my eyes, but I went on. I mean this public relations job. Why are you taking on this business of dealing with big groups of people when you're apparently so much more at ease alone? At this, Mr. Siggs stopped fidgeting and looked at me. He had large, heavy-lidded eyes that could burn with sudden, unblinking intensity. Just before I came in here, I took a job, stock outrider, in a shack hid away outside Baker, a place 100 miles from no place, nobody, nothing, far as I could see. Sweet, high country, beautiful, not even a cedar tree. Took along a complete great set of books, all the classics. $10 a month, book salesman. Took it out of his wages in Baker. Beautiful country, see 1,000 miles any direction, like it was all mine. A million stars, a million sage blossoms, all mine. Yes, beautiful. Couldn't make it, though. Committed myself after a month and a half. His face softened and his blue stare dimmed again beneath his half-closed lids. He grinned at me. I could see him forcing himself to try to relax. Me right now. Oh, you're right. Yes, you are. I am a loner, a born one, and someday I will make it. That shack, I mean. Yes, I will. You'll see. But not like last time, not to hide. No. Next time I try it, it will be forever because I choose to. Then, because it is where I am most comfortable, only sensible plan, sure of it. But a fellow has to get so he can deal with these public relations before he can truly make it. Make it like that, alone, in some shack. Man has to know he had a choice before he can enjoy what he chose. I know now that a human has to make it with other humans before he can make it with himself. I had a therapeutic addition to this, and vice versa. Mr. Siggs, he has to make it with himself before branching out. He agreed, reluctantly, but he still agreed, because at that time we both considered this addition pretty psychologically profound, and in spite of its chicken or egg overtones, the very last word and words to adjust by at that time. Recently, however, I found that there were even further additions. Only a few months ago, I was sage head hunting in the I don't know how to say that, Okeechobee fucking whatever mountains, high, spare, lonely plains country, and certainly as far from no place as any place I know. And I ran into Mr. Siggs again, a healthier, younger-looking Mr. Siggs, tanned, bearded, and calm as a lizard on a sunny stone. After overcoming our mutual surprise, we recalled our conversation after his acceptance of the public relations job. I asked how his plans had worked out. Perfectly. After some successful therapy, he'd been discharged with honors over a year ago. Had his outriding job, his great books, his shack, loved it. But didn't he still occasionally wonder if he were really choosing a shack or just still hiding in it? Nope. Wasn't he lonely? Nope. Well, wasn't he bored then, with all this sunshine and adjustment? He shook his head. After you get it so you can make it with other people and make it with yourself, there's still work to be done. You still have the main party to deal with. Dot dot dot. The main party, I asked, right then starting to suspect that statement about his being discharged with honors. What do you mean, Mr. Siggs? The main party? You mean deal with nature? God? Yes, it could be, he remarked, rolling on his rock to warm his other side and closing his eyes against the sun. Nature, or God, or it could be time, or death, or just the stars and the sage blossoms. Don't know yet. He yawned, then raised his little head and fixed me once more with that same intense look, a demented, bright blue look galvanized by some drive beneath his leathery face that sunshine or therapy could never adjust. I'm 53, he said sharply. Took 53 years, half a century, just to get to where I could deal with something my own size. Don't expect me to work this other thing out overnight. So long. The eyes closed, and he seemed to sleep, a skinny backcountry Buddha on a hot rock miles from no place. I walked on back toward camp, trying to decide if he was saner or crazier than when I last saw him. I decided he was. Yep, and that's the excerpt. I just really resonate with that in a lot of ways, and I think it's a very broad, just interpersonal story of overcoming the self-made expectations of being a human. You know what I mean? Oh shit, my book is on. I want it to be this. Silly me. What am I doing? Oh, I'm not. Fuck. But yeah, so we have certain expectations we place on ourselves as humans. You know what I mean? Fuck it, still in the Google Docs. I don't care. I already read through all of it. um, so how do we live up to these material expectations or material goals and potential, yet still keep our expectations realistic and keep our morals in tune while we do it at the same time? That's my question for reality. I have no clue. My mic might be too close. I'm sorry about that. I should talk a little bit quieter too. First video. I don't think I'm gonna publish this, but I think it will be good for some testing, some yada yada yada. Um, it's kind of hard to talk to yourself. I can have great conversations about this shit with other people, but as soon as it comes to just one on one, or I guess I could just act like the computer is someone else, just no response, like you're like a blind and deaf person. Maybe you just smoke too much, you're fucking comatose. um, but yeah, I mean, living up to your potential is one of the most tantalizing things we search for as humans, and I'm not even sure that there is a so-called potential. I think it might just be us here in this moment and you making short compounded habits that lead to exponential over time, you know? I don't know if I used the word exponential there, right? But you catch my drift. You catch my drift. um I feel like I'm rambling bullshit right now. My friends told me, three of my friends told me if I just sat down and I made some videos, I could probably do all right and it'd be interesting. I'm not so sure about that, but they were pretty convinced and they told me I should try it. So yeah. Um, I might as well just tell you about myself before that'd probably be easier. I'm Ronan. I am almost 19 years old. I have a month left. Not even that. I got a couple of weeks, like 3 weeks. I turned 19 on December 2nd. It is the 7th of November right now. Um, I am a high school dropout. I know. I'm getting my GED right now, and then I'm doing my SATs and ACTs and yada yada yada. I'm trailer trash. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm fucking. I was like bottom of the barrel, but I'm trying to do better now. And yeah, dumb 15-year-old me, man, dropped out. My folks just let me. You know that one J. Cole song? It's like, nobody's going to check you. Be having to check yourself. Exactly. You have to check yourself and you have to know what you might possibly want in the future. You know what I mean? I feel like the best thing you can do right now is to just take it day by day and keep your options open. Committing to one thing is beautiful. It's perfect. But I feel like if you're committing to something inherently negative or sort of a cope. Like, man, I can't deal with high school. I might as well just leave. You know what I mean? Like, well, what are you gonna do in life? You could go down the creative route, but that's not secure in any way, shape, or form. You know? But yeah, back to me. So yeah, I dropped out when I was like 15. Then a couple of months later, some bullshit happened. It was a pivotal point in my life. My best friend Ethan, he shot himself, and I haven't been so good. I feel like a Mr. Siggs right now. I guess that's why I read that excerpt. I feel like a Mr. Siggs, before he got the adjustment he needed. I'm not very good with people. I'm still trying my best. I have one GED test left. Even I waited a long time. I'm almost 19. I'm just now getting it. But yeah, I don't talk to girls. I had a girlfriend, but things didn't really pan out with her. She was from the reservation. There was a lot of bad familial stuff on both ends, and yeah, it's a sad life we live, man. But there's also a lot of happiness. Ken Kesey, the guy who wrote that book, he also has an interview, and he said something like, I feel like life is really important in the ways that you adjust the flowers in a vase or set your coffee cup down on the table. Um, yeah, it's almost finding the significance in the insignificant. You know what I mean? Because most of the time, a lot of us are kind of shelled up, and we're like snarling dogs. Like, we find happiness or people that will like give us a little bit of meat. Pause. Huge pause right there. Hear me out. Hear me out. But some people that will give us like a hunk of steak or something. And instead of thanking them, we snarl at them. You know what I mean? It's an interesting dynamic, I suppose. I forgot what I was talking about. Man, I gotta stop smoking so much weed. That's another thing. But yeah, I'm kind of just now getting out of this slump after my friend passed, and it's it, I don't know. It's hard, but at the same time, it's like life goes on, man. Like, time waits for no man. You understand? uh, so yeah, I'm doing my GED right now. I'm hoping to get into a shitty community college, right into a 4 year. I really enjoy writing. That's what you see right there on the screen is the 25 pages I've accumulated over 6 months of writing. I'm I'm a I'm an unambitious person. We can just say that. It was damn near torture to wait the 30 seconds for this app to be installed. Fucking OBS. Oh, excuse me, my stomach's churning the fuck up. I'm being fat too. I ate a giant meal earlier. Fucking, it's it was like a brisket burger. They had like brisket and fucking like caramelized onions on it and shit. Yeah, I was indulgent, man. I used to be big, but I'm slimming down now. I'm slimming down now. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight the hopelessness that one might feel by not living up to their true potential, even though I think that's all. It's like people let society dictate what their true potential is. You know what I mean? Like, think about the most freeing people or freed people you know, like consciousness wise. My bad, I have horrible wording. Uh, they have dictated their own life. They haven't seen these people driving Maseratis on Instagram and thinking, "Hey, man, that's how I should live. That's how I need to live." Um, you see people like living out in vans and shit. I'm not saying that's healthy for someone. It might be healthy for you, but not for me. There was also another quote I read somewhere. I think it might be Hunter S. Thompson. He said something like, "What might be great advice for me could be horrible for you because we don't live life through the exact same pair of eyes." You know what I mean? So I feel like that might be the meaning of life, is just finding what your search is, because the search will never end. But if you realize what you're searching for the whole time, which is a more complex identity and a more fulfilling experience, then you don't need the end goals anymore. You just have these great habits that you've built and the beautiful bonds and connections that you've formed. Holy shit, I've been rambling for 15 minutes now, man. That's cooked. I I just started thinking about like, fuck, I'm talking right now. Start rambling again, man. Damn it. um, I don't think I'm gonna publish this, but I think it's still a pretty damn good video. I have a Blue Yeti mic somewhere. I used to be a little nerd on Fortnite, and I wanted to start streaming. I'm using a PlayStation mic. I just got done playing with my friends. But yeah, and I just also, this might be personal to me, but I feel very smart in some aspects, but very stupid in others. Because let's see, I'm 19, so COVID hit when I was in seventh grade. You see, eighth grade is when we were learning all of our algebraic shit and math. So I just flunked all those classes and I still passed, you know, like I just still went on to the next grade. I didn't get held back. In hindsight, I wish I did. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I'd much rather learn the material, and now I go into college and it's not like with language arts, science, and history, it it's common sense for the most part. But with math, it's like fuck, I missed out on like vital education right there for 2 whole years. Because then I was out with COVID for like 6 months of my eighth grade year. Because I got it like three fucking times. I was really unlucky. So yeah, I went into ninth grade, and by then it was like I was out of school for damn near 2 years. You know, I was just smoking, I was drinking, I was having a lot of sex, I was going to parties and stuff. So when I was 15, I was so burnt out, and I figured, you know, I'm not gonna do a whole lot. I might not even live that long anyway. And I dropped out, and then that whole Ethan stuff happened. But you know, it's a really weird double-edged sword losing someone like that, because I learned so much in depth. You know, like the absence of something really shows you uh, the significance in what was absent. Like that guy, man, he used to, you know, like on our sick days, he'd come over and we'd smoke some weed. He'd get me food for free. Like I didn't have to pay him a fucking dime, bro. He'd just buy that shit for me, no questions asked. But yeah, after he passed, I was like, I just started looking at people and myself more, I guess, because I was like, man, it seems like I just can't find another person or another friend that would treat me the same way that he would. And it's the absence of that really took a toll. So I was like, man, who or what around me is safe, is viable, is real, you know? And I realize it's you. Like you're sitting behind this pair of eyes all day looking for external validation. Why don't you give yourself some, you know? Like, and I'm not talking about in like weird thoughts you have, or you know what I mean, like self glazing, like yeah bro, you're so fucking cool. No, I mean like writing or making a stupid fucking video that you're probably not even going to publish, or learning guitar or something. It's making yourself proud of yourself, you know? It's making friends with you. I really want to see myself from a third person as someone to be friends with, not someone to ignore or someone to scoff at, you know? Which that might be egoic in itself, but I feel like everything is egoic. You need some in society nowadays. You need some sort of identity. Damn, it's been damn near 20 minutes. Holy crap. I'm gonna re-listen to this. I'm just gonna cringe at myself. I'm probably gonna send this to a lot of my friends just to get their opinions. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've said it a few times. I'm not sure if I'm gonna publish this, but if I listen back and I think it's good, fuck it, sure. But yeah, that's just a little diagnostic breakdown of my thoughts. Fucking synapsis. How the fuck you say it? I don't know. Synopsis. Yeah, I'm a retard. My bad. Uh, I don't know. I probably sound pretty basic. I didn't really talk about a whole lot of deep, meaningful, introspective shit. It was kind of just surface level. Fucking man, growing up sucks. Some Catcher in the Rye shit, you know. Perks of being a wallflower over here. That's why I've never taken LSD again.